Hey guys, how's it going? So this is Josh with the TechZoneUK, and today I want to go over Windows 8 with you to show you whereabouts all the new changes that are kicked in. So when or if you buy a new laptop or come across a computer with Windows 8 on, you know how to do the basic tasks that you could probably normally do in the Start menu. So the first thing people want to know with Windows 8 is how to shut the computer down. Now, to be honest with you, they've hidden the shutdown button quite well. Basically, what you need to do is you need to get your cursor here and drag it to the bottom right hand corner and move up, and what this will do is show the context menu on the right. Now mine's being a bit annoying here because I've got my screen capture going. Let's see if I can get it up. There we go. So as you can see, we've got our menu here. We can hit settings, and then we have our options of desktop, control panel, personalization, PC info, and help. One we want to look at is the power here. So that's, if you click that, you've got the option for sleep, shutdown, and restart. So that's basically where they've put the shutdown button in Windows 8. And I know it's only as simple as going to the bottom right hand corner, but when I first started using Windows 8, I had to Google where the shutdown button was. I didn't even know that menu existed until I Googled it. So as well as that, obviously with the shutdown, we got our volume, master volume switch here, notifications there, Skynet, which is my router, brightness. So obviously we've got the brightness of the screen. Obviously I don't think you can see that, but that's definitely adjusting the brightness of the screen for me. And then we got a keyboard. Obviously we don't really need to click on that, but it won't let me anyway. So as well on settings, we got control panel, personalization, PC info. Click on that, it just brings up the normal system Windows 8 dialog. Okay, that's odd. Why have I only got 2 gigs? I should have 4, but alright then. So we can close out of that. Right, so obviously we've got our this menu here on the right. We've got access to the Metro Start. If you hit that, that will just bring out the Metro interface. If we click on share, you can see nothing can be shared from desktop. Devices, this will show all basically monitors really that will be displayed in this dialog here. So you can click on second screen and that will then display on that second screen. What else we got on this menu? Devices start, share, search. This is the universal search for app settings and files. I'll show you how this works in a second. But if you wanted to search for an app like Skype, you can see you can just search for the app there. Close out that. Okay, so obviously now I've gone over this menu here. That's really pretty much it on the Metro side of things for the desktop. This is nearly the same as Windows 7, personalized and screen resolution. All the same controls really on the desktop as far as this bar at the bottom goes. Thing is I don't like about Windows 8 is that it's very it hasn't got a transparent bar at the bottom here. It really isn't that, I don't know, swish if you see what I mean. It's not as polished as Windows 7 is, and that's why I still run Windows 7. I mean, for some reason it says the build here is it's not licensed Windows 8, but I tried entering my Windows 8 license key and for some reason it didn't like it. But anyway, let's have a look at the Metro interface and how that works. One thing you can get on this menu here that a lot of people know of is if you come to the bottom left hand corner and right click, you can see it actually gives us a whole load of useful buttons here. You can go on to Event Viewer, System, Device Manager, Command Prompt, Task Manager, Control Panel. So everything really for an admin user is available in this menu, and that's what I really like. So we've got power options here. So if it's on high performance here, might make a difference on my screen capture. So let's go to the Metro here. So as you can see, we have these blocks here. These are called apps or applications, similar on smartphones as well. And what they do is, well, what they're labelled. So we've got photos, people, mail, Internet Explorer. Now this Internet Explorer is actually full screen, so I can't really say I'm a massive fan of that, to be honest. So let's close out that. And we've got messaging. This is to do with Facebook Messenger. If you click that button there, desktop, take you straight back to the desktop window here. Stocks here, finance, weather, maps, SkyDrive, store. They're all just standard. So I'll show you a little bit of customization you can do here. Is if you right click on an app, you can actually do quite a few things. You can turn live title on and off. So obviously if you don't want this stock to keep on moving, you can tick that, or on whichever. Oh, we've got multiple selected here. We can unselect that, click stock, and we can turn live title off. And what that'll do is just keep hopefully this on the finance logo here. That's what live title does. We also have the option to make it smaller. Now, as you can see here, this is an icon that has been made smaller. So as you can see, as this is ticked, we can actually press larger, and that makes the store button larger. And we can go smaller again, and put it back to how it was. Now, say we want to do a bit of drag and drop. What we can do is we can actually move these around. So if we wanted to have these four at the top, we can just simply hold and left click and drag these 4 tiles like so. We could put make one of these smaller, make the Skype one smaller as well, just by right clicking and selecting smaller there, and then obviously it allows us to put them in an organisation there, make it a bit more organised. So how do we do it so we can have titles for each section? For example, I want to have this section here dedicated to Camtasia. If we press this little icon in the bottom right corner that looks like a minus symbol, you can see if we press that, it makes all these icons smaller. But if you highlight your mouse over them, you can see they're in groups. So we've got a big group here. So if we right click this, we can actually click name group down the bottom left hand corner. And we can call this group maybe something like Windows 8 apps, and click name, and click, and as you can see, it gives that group there the title of Windows 8 apps. Now, one thing I don't like about the mail application for Windows 8 is that it does not support Microsoft Exchange, which is a pain because my main email is an Exchange email. So having not an Exchange functionality in it, I have to use something like Outlook, which is just another program I have to put on a computer, and it's obviously you don't want to have too many on a PC. But to be honest with you, the Metro interface really I don't really get along with that well. Like I said, you can drag and drop things, you can right click ones and make them larger, you can unpin them from the start menu, you can turn live tile on and off, and if you hit all apps, this will show every program that's installed on the computer, including applications and pretty much everything. So one thing I'd need to say again is if you want to search for a program that isn't on here, for example if you wanted to open up Calculator, all you do is you come into this menu and you start typing. And as you can see, it starts typing here and it finds Calculator just there. So if we select that, you can see Calculator is now open. So one thing I don't like is if I typed in, let me have a look, for example, if I create a new text document and call this YouTube, and I then start to search for that file, you can see under apps there's 0, under settings there's 0, and under files there's 1. And as you can see, it has found my file of YouTube. Now this is obviously trying to make it so things have been split down into categories, but to be honest, this is actually a pain, because what people do is they come in here and they don't realise that you have to select on files. They just want to type in their file name and be able to select files, and it show the actual file they're looking for, instead of having to make sure they have to go into settings or files. If you see what I mean, you shouldn't. I don't think you should have to select what category you're looking at unless specified otherwise. I mean, great if you could do narrow search by apps or settings, but not to have them pre-defined like that. It just becomes a pain. So going back to the desktop here, I want to show you the Windows 8 settings, not the control panel, but the actual Windows 8 settings itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this file here, and come back into the settings menu here and click settings, and then if you click on change PC settings down here, you can see mine's actually asking for a product key, but I'm going to go through these tabs here. Under personalize, once it loads, you can see obviously you can't do it before Windows is activated, but you can change your home screen picture. Under users, we've got my username there and my email and pretty much everything for my user. Notifications, so this is good because a lot of times where you get in like messaging, when you're on a messaging app, it basically keeps it on all the time. So as soon as someone talks to you and you're in the middle of something, it will come up with a notification for messaging, and it pops up literally every 5 minutes, and it's a right pain. So being able to disable these notifications is brilliant. So search, here we got show the apps that I search for the most often at the top. That's great. And we've got some other things we can actually do here, so we can use these apps to search things for and things like that. So these are just general Windows 8 Metro customization buttons here. So obviously Windows Update, Home Groups, Ease of Access, Wireless, things like that. So to be honest, it's all to do with Windows 8 customization, whereas if you're on the desktop, the control panel would be for the actual operating system. So yeah. Last thing I want to show you, I think I said that for the last one, but last thing I want to show you is how to close out of Metro apps. I think on the left, if you come up to the left hand corner and drag down, you can see it actually shows us that we've opened the store, Internet Explorer and PC settings. Now these don't close by default unless you restart your computer. Although they're not really running, they're still there in the background taking up memory. So it's best if you right click and click close, and you can click them like this, right click, close, and that will then close out the Metro apps. So that's pretty much on this video. I just wanted to give you some tips and tricks on Windows 8 and some of my likes and dislikes, I guess. But a lot of people, when they go over to Windows 8, I just wanted to show the basics, so that if you do go over to, like I said, Windows 8, then you know how to do all the basic tasks and actually get started with it. And also you can press the Windows key on your keyboard, and that will bring up the Metro interface. So just want to say thank you very much for watching my video. If you got any questions, just drop a comment below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, and if you want to see more, click that subscribe button below this video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Take care.